What should our reaction be with all of the civilian casualties happening in Gaza? Take a look at this clip from Bill Maher where he goes through his worldview on this situation. So we'll watch it together and then talk about it. But first, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Check this out.
Do you think Hamas needs to be eradicated?
I don't. Look, I don't believe in any terrorist organization. Period. Bottom. End of story. But I don't equate Palestinians with Hamas any more than I would.
But they're fighting Hamas. Do you believe that Hamas should be eliminated?
Well, but they're not fighting. They're not killing Hamas. They're killing.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I'm saying they're not only killing Hamas.
Of course.
They're killing a lot more people besides. So
what war did we ever have where they were only killing the soldiers? None.
Well,
never happened. Never will happen.
All I'm saying, Bill, is that if you're going to have moral outrage, as you should, the evil that was enacted on October 7th is undeniable to me, and I don't apologize for opposition to that. Straightforward, right? When I wrote my piece in the New York Times about anti-Semitism, deeply entrenched in this culture, I believe that. At the same time, we can't talk about a world in which we can't at least acknowledge that the over-response of Israel, that many progressive Jews and others have said is wrong and problematic, has to be called out. That's what I'm talking about, understanding.
I disagree with the premise. Either you believe Hamas has got to be wiped out. This is a group that, again, has attacked Israel 5 times. Israel gave back that land in 2005. Since then, they took a lot of money from the world that was for charity and for their own people. They stole it. They used it to build tunnels and import bombs and attack Israel 5 times, including that horrible one on October 7th. Okay, their charter says, we'd like to wipe these people off the face of the earth. They proclaim over and over again that they are going to do it. Does that group have to be wiped out? And if it does, then the idea that you know better than the Israeli Defense Force how to accomplish that,
it's not that I know better, but evils to be eradicated. I want them both to be removed. And I don't justify assaults upon Jews any more than I justify assaults upon Palestinians.
But it's a fake argument, because if you think Hamas has to be eliminated, then sometimes people are going to die. And you can't put a number on it, because we don't do that with any other war.
Bill, I don't believe the justification of that occurs, and I stand tooth and nail against anti-Semitism and the evils visited upon Israel and Jewish people, and we have to hold them accountable. Look, if you oppose Idi Amin, you're not anti-black because you're calling him into question. Now, we know a Jewish state is different. We know Zionism is different. Well, no, I'm just saying to you, if we can't have it both ways, it used to be that the argument was to Ralph Ellison and other figures who were black, James Baldwin, you're mistaking Israel with Jews. Now we're talking about the collapse of that. We must protect to the nth degree the ability of people to live freely from terror and destroy that terror. But the terror is operating in multiple forms.
Very simple solution. Stop attacking Israel.
Yeah, that is the solution. Stop attacking Israel and there won't be any more war. It's really as simple as that. Any scholar who knows this situation, what's going on over there, and has been studying it for the last few decades, knows very clearly that if Israel puts down their weapons tomorrow, then Hamas will kill them. Hamas will come in and they'll kill as many innocent people as humanly possible. Vice versa, if Hamas puts down their weapons tomorrow, there'll be peace. Israel has no desire to go in and attack. None whatsoever. There's nothing being gained for Israel in doing so. In fact, that's why they gave them in 2005 complete jurisdiction over the Gaza. And they took all of that money that was given to them as humanitarian aid, and rather than building schools and hotels and making it into what could have been the Singapore of the Middle East, it turned into, instead, they used it for terror tunnels. And everybody knows this. This is clear as day. So to try and make some sort of moral equivalency, because unfortunately, there are a lot of Palestinian innocents being killed, we don't do this in any other war. We never have. We never have. So why is Israel and why is this war different? The real difference is because it's being live streamed over TikTok and Instagram and whatnot in a different way than any other war in the modern age has. It reminds me of when the reaction that Americans had to Vietnam, not justifying Vietnam, and it's a whole different scenario over there, but the reaction that Americans have to their own soldiers in Vietnam was quite different because of the fact that it was being televised. They were seeing the war in a completely different way. This is 24/7 being poured an algorithm that is supportive of the Palestinian side, and this is why people are sort of turning against Israel in this particular way. But those that know the numbers and have studied the situation, no, this is not how wars are fought. Take a look at John Spencer, for example. John Spencer is one of the foremost experts of urban warfare on planet Earth. He's out of West Point, and he says that Israel has exacted a war in this situation that is so the civilian casualties are so limited or are so minimal in regard to in comparison with other wars that it's astounding. And other militaries, he said, should learn from the way in which Israel is going about their war in this situation. So we have to be able to, on the one hand, yes, feel sad and feel bad that there are innocents that are unfortunately being caught up. But remember who bears the responsibility of every single death in this war, and that is Hamas. If you like this content overall, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Take care.